this week's Survivor recap. It was a special 2-hour episode.
Right, so we're breaking it up into 2 separate videos for the 2 episodes.
Okay.
That's in one. Alright, so the no-collar tribe, when they got back to camp after tribal...
They had to explain themselves because...
Yo, Will
had some votes at tribal council.
We only voted for you because Nina, she might have had the idol.
So that means that if she did, he would have been gone. I don't see how that's comforting at all, but...
I never understood that.
Yeah. People find the need to say that.
Well, on the blue-collar tribe, they find a, snake. Delicious.
They killed it, and they pulled the skin off.
Like a cheap
and
hot dog.
Ate it.
Yeah.
Okay, I am terrified, absolutely horrified of snakes. Whenever I even see it on TV, I get chills. I'm not kidding, I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. But I would not want to kill it, and I would definitely not want to eat it.
And seeing the outer casing pulled off made me want to throw up.
And we were eating dinner, and I almost couldn't complete it. So let's talk about this week's reward challenge.
Alright, so a pair of blindfolded tribe members are walking around blindfolded with a collar, and they have to get the 4 items that are like strewn about. And then
they bring those back one at a time. You gotta hoist it up with one other teammate who's also blindfolded.
2 other teammates.
I thought it was one other.
Oh. Okay.
With one other teammate, and then after you get all the 4 items up, you have to go and get your flag and hoist that up.
Yeah. Alright. Well, what's the prizes?
It's kind of a big deal.
It is kind of a big deal. 3 chickens and a rooster.
3 hens.
3 egg-laying hens.
The ladies.
And 1 cock.
Second place! 10 eggs. You get some protein.
You get all the benefits without having to feed the chickens.
Well, but you only get 1 lump sum.
Okay. Would you take lump sum or...
I would go the other way.
Okay. Alright, so sitting out is Mike and Rod.
On a blue collar.
And white collar Tyler is sitting out.
Alright.
So, how many people noticed that Shireen was Max's human shield?
It was crazy. He was literally holding her in front of himself so that whenever there was an obstacle coming up, she would hit it first. And she took some nasty hits.
Yeah. She took a lot of shots to the ovaries.
It looked really painful.
She probably will have some trouble conceiving in the future.
Alright, anyway, No Collar had a huge lead during this.
Huge!
They were flying through it.
Well, Kelly from the blue collar, she got hit in the head with the hoist.
How many times was Probst like, you need to be careful with that when you bring it down. Be careful with it!
And then...
They didn't listen.
The blood was gushing out.
It was like seeping through the blindfold.
I thought she was going to drown in that blood.
Oh, so Jeff pauses the competition, calls in the medic, and they show it, and it's like, ooh, but you know, head injuries bleed a lot.
The same thing happened to my son. Not that he was on Survivor, but he hit his head and it bled everywhere, and it was only a couple stitches.
Yeah, so it turns out it was okay. They bandaged her up, and they continued the competition.
Right. So it ended up that the no collar wins the chickens.
They won first place.
Again, Shireen, lots of hits. Shireen, lots of hits to the ovaries. A lot. And white collar wins the eggs. So it's more of the same for Kelly. It's like she got hit on the head again because they walked away with nothing.
Lost, and she ended up getting 6 stitches.
1 for each
tribe member.
Yeah. So, no collar tribe, they're enjoying their chickens.
And
Jen
they're like...
is cradling one of them.
They're like, hey, we got 3 hens, maybe we should eat one. No!
It was Will's birthday.
I don't
care.
They
had to celebrate. You can't celebrate with a dirt cake.
Yes, you can.
Well, I wasn't in favor of eating the chickens either, but they did, and Joe killed it. He never killed anything before, but it seems like he knew what he was doing.
I mean, they just chopped off the head. But when that was all going down, Jen decided she was going to go gather firewood.
She was upset. Actually, she was just staying the hell away from the chicken slaughter.
Yeah, well, you know what she also did while she was away?
She looked for the idol.
And she found it.
Sucker!
Yeah, I didn't like her in the first few
it.
weeks, but now I'm like, go Jen.
You go, girl.
Go vegetarians.
Yeah. All right, so on the Blue Collar Tribe, Rod and Lindsay are arguing. They don't see eye to eye. He's got a double douche standard.
Oh, there were some awful things said about women in this episode, not just by Rodney either.
No, by a lot of the Dan on the
a lot of the Dan.
Rodney, you know, it's so funny when people don't know how to speak. Cool, calm, and collective. That's the 3 C's.
The cool, calm, collective. Maybe he's in a group called that.
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be. Well, Shireen, we find out that she's a sick F.
Yeah, so over on the White Collar Tribe, she was like, I'm kind of glad that we didn't get the chickens because we'd have to kill one or whatever, but I practiced before I left.
I watched videos on the internet, and I even killed a rabbit to practice. It's very different, though, than killing a chicken.
That is so sad. Needless to say, a lot of her tribe mates were really freaked out when they heard that.
Wouldn't you be?
Yes, I would.
She already looks extremely crazy.
Well, they don't want to, like, ruffle any more feathers with her, so the White Collar Tribe is trying to plan out the immunity challenge, and they're like, well, we're going to have to sit somebody out, but we don't want to piss Shireen off if we have her sit out.
Well, Carolyn wants Max out. Not just sitting out. She wants him out.
Out of the game. Because he's the head of the snake. He's like a cult leader. Yep. He walks around naked. Shireen walks around naked.
But she's got the bottoms off! And she had them off again. Leave the top off. That's... but acceptable. Don't walk around with the top on and the bottoms off.
It's just strange. But anyway.
Upside down world.
Let's talk about the immunity challenge.
Alright, it was a rope and balance beam type obstacle course. You're hooked onto the rope and you
The whole team had to go through one at a time.
And then you have to collect a bag of balls. You have to untie it. And then there's a vertical ball maze. This looked hard as S.
That's pretty cool.
It kind of reminds me of the football challenge
Big Brother,
from Big Brother, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
And when Frankie was like, ah, ah! Okay, but they didn't do that in this one.
All right, so the people sitting out for White Collar Tribe, Shireen, I guess they didn't care about her feelings anymore. And for Blue Collar, Dan and Lindsay.
All right, well, Will screwed up for his tribe.
Surprise,
he
surprise.
went the wrong way and he got more tangled than going through the thing, but it was okay. He lost some time, but Rod screwed up too.
He did.
He at the same spot. He did the same exact thing. So
you're going the wrong way.
You're gonna lose. All right. It didn't matter though because all of the tribes
It was pretty close.
Were tied at 2 balls going up the maze. And then No Collar wins immunity.
They're having a banner week.
They really are. First the chickens and now immunity.
Yep. So it came down to Blue and White Collar, and it turns out that White Collar was safe.
They pulled it out. I think Max was the one who got the final ball.
He pulled some crazy moves to make that happen.
They were all trying some crazy strategies, most of them not working, but Blue is going to tribal.
The first tribal for them.
Rodney, get out! I don't like him. He makes me angry and sad.
Yeah.
At the same time. So Dan is talking with Lindsay, and he's being really patronizing to her.
He is. He's like, I don't even know. I'm sorry.
No, he was like, when you talk to women...
oh, right. He was talking to Rod... No,
he was
Mike.
talking to Lindsay.
He was talking to Mike about how to talk to Lindsay.
Okay. I thought he was just talking to himself, but...
Maybe I'm thinking of the next episode.
Yeah,
it's so confusing.
He was like, yeah, if you were talking to a guy, you guys just want to fix things, and ladies, you just have to agree with them. You just have to say yes, yes, miss, yes, yes, yes.
So Lindsay did not appreciate that.
No, and
there's kind of a division on this tribe now. So there's the 3 guys and Kelly,
right,
and then there's Lindsay and Sierra on the outskirts.
Well, Kelly is with the men. And Rodney was holding court in the water, and he was like, yeah, if I was at home, I would take Lindsay and I would spank her like a bad baby.
That was really weird.
And everybody was just like...
Yeah, they were just like, okay, what do we say now?
Okay, gotta go take a dump. See ya. All right. So at Tribal, it's pretty obvious that it's either going to be Rodney or Lindsay. Rodney
shows again how much of a douche he is.
I'm surprised Jeff didn't say, bend over, Rodney, you're a bad baby. So Lindsay gives a rousing speech about how she really feels that no matter who goes home tonight, somebody from the blue collar tribe is going to win the whole shooting match.
And they're all like, yeah, yeah. So then it's voting time. Yeah, it's voting time. And it's a 3-way tie between Rodney, Lindsay, and Sierra.
Where did Sierra's name come from?
She was quite shocked.
As I would be. Then you know what happens. You have to re-vote, and you can only vote for the three
that were in the tie.
And the 3 that were voted for cannot vote. So unfortunately, it is a clean sweep for Lindsay. She is voted off, and I'm saying, the fook is wrong with this tribe. Why are they keeping Rodney?
I guess because he's like muscle power? I don't know.
He's short as... What can he do?
I don't know, but let us know what you guys thought of this episode. Did the right person go home? Let us know. And make sure you check out part 2.
All right, we'll see you guys in part 2. And until part 2, much love.
Edit.